What's happening? Welcome to a new segment that we are going to start doing on this channel. A little bit of a introduction to house, if you will. With each episode, I will be introducing you guys to a new house with a bit of samples that I have gotten and checked out. And I'm bringing this video to YouTube as well as Instagram. So, welcome to the couch. Hey, what's cracking, guys? I'm Brandon. Welcome to DaVinci's Alchemyst. So let's crack right into this. This new segment, we are going to be talking about an independent house, and it is called Maison De Darius. As you all know, if you've watched my channel before, I like to butcher languages. I speak English and bad English, and that's it. So I got in touch with the perfumer as well as the brand owner, runner, the man himself. He is the one-man show, and his name is Zachariah. I will tag, and I will also put his Instagram address in the description of this video for YouTube. He was awesome enough to send me his line to check out, and they came in some samples like this. There are 5 of them. They are very unique, and I'm gonna go over them with you today. The official release of his house will begin in June. It will be kind of like a soft open, if you will. He will only be taking 25 orders per week. He is doing this all by himself from top to bottom, like I said, one-man show style. But he is having a promotional sale that ends on May 31st. And that is 30 ml bottles of his fragrances for $50 USD. Now, unfortunately, when he does get up and running, he will only be within the continental US to start until he gets traction. So that's something that you should keep in mind. Sorry for our friends around the world. Hopefully, sales will be available to everyone in the future. So without further ado, let's crack into it. Now, as I said, I am terrible at other languages. I speak English and bad English, so I'm gonna probably try to turn some of these titles into Italian, so please forgive me for that. This first one is pronounced, I believe, piacere or piacere. It is a great green tea and rose sort of a fragrance. It's really fresh, it's really green, it's definitely like some of the sunnier weather style of a fragrance. It's very light, it's very enjoyable. Piacere. This next one, I believe, is Honor, or Honore. And at first when I tried this out, I thought it was kind of your standard oud rose combination, but this nice kind of reedy, grassy, sort of green note kicks through, and it definitely changes it out. It is floral, and to me it's a little bit hay-like. Yeah, it just has this nice green note to it. Honore. The next one is Fiore, and it is, the notes on it, I believe, are sandalwood and musk and ylang ylang, oud, honey, and lily. I'm quite surprised that rose isn't mentioned in it because I get the same sort of note process that rose has. That must obviously be a combo of those other florals put together. It's nice and creamy, fairly light. I could see this definitely as a summer-spring fragrance. That's Fiore. Next fragrance is called Velour, and this I actually wore out on my hand when I was out walking the dog, and yeah, it's really good. See, now, it was really interesting because I ran into this older woman, didn't really run into her, obviously we're all social distancing. I had to have been like 12 feet away from her, and right around that point, she literally said, "Oh my, you smell really good. I assume that it's you anyway." And I laughed about it and said, "Oh yeah, I've got a fragrance on my hand." And I had one spray. So this is a projection beast for sure, because if it was able to go out to beyond 12 feet, and she really, really enjoyed the hell out of it. I actually really enjoy the hell out of it. It's a nice, sweet, kind of gourmandy fragrance. It's not overwhelming or cloying by any means, but it definitely has a sort of density to it. And to me, it actually kind of has this almost sense of candied pineapples. It's definitely not super bright with that fruit sort of a note, but it literally just smells like candied pineapples. I got no other way to put it, like to my nose anyway. So that's Velour. And according to the perfumer Zachariah, he made mention to me that this is actually a fan favorite, and I could see why, because it's really bitchy. And the final fragrance is also kind of a gourmandy, sweet, sexy, as well as Velour. This one is Tea Etta, and it's not quite as thick as Velour, but it still has a lot of those gourmandy qualities. The notes are caramel, vanilla, oud, amber, and violet. I get this almost kind of like a marshmallow fluff sort of texture as well as aroma to it. It's just as sexy and just as sweet as Velour, but it has an airy quality, so it's definitely a little bit lighter, something that you could reach for if you weren't looking for as deep of a gourmand fragrance. So that is Tea Etta. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Again, guys, if you have a chance to check out Zachariah and Les Maison De Darius, I swear to God, I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Check him out. This is a guy who has been in love with fragrances since he was a kid, and these are very unique, very thoughtful compositions, and I highly recommend checking them out. To my nose, all 5 of these are really, really good. None of them are shitty, which is pretty amazing to me anyway. When it comes to a line from a fragrance house, typically I don't like every single one. So in this particular case, I enjoyed all 5 of them. So don't sleep on this house. Check him out. I know that as soon as he starts his release, I'm going to grab myself a couple of bottles, and I highly suggest that you see if you can't get a sample set, because I always suggest that you sample, try before you buy. Again, if you're adventurous and you feel like blind buying something, 30 mils, 50 US, continental US, check it out. Thanks so much for watching this brand new segment of On the Couch, Introduction to a Fragrance House. Hope you guys are doing well. Have a great evening, have a great day, have a great week. No matter what you're doing, don't forget, keep calm, stink pretty. See you next time.